everyone, welcome to Hashtags.
All about AYA cancer.
Holiday edition.
Ooh, it is the holiday.
It is the holidays.
Happy December.
Happy December. We've got our second Hashtags episode, Steve.
I'm so excited.
Episode 2.
Dos.
And today we are going to be talking about what it's like to be a young adult or teen or child who has had cancer, and then what that looks like now with how they live their life today. And so just kind of some food for thought, things to think about, maybe perspectives you haven't thought about when you're thinking about AYA cancer. So awesome. We're really excited to get into that. But before we get started with the show, what's new? What's good?
What's good? What is good? So we've had a lot happen since
between
our episodes here.
Yeah.
So the last thing that we kind of left off with, we had a huge journeys in November. So we want to thank everybody that supported us and came out. If you didn't, come next year. It'll be well worth your time. So it was an awesome event. It was just spectacular. Origami was great, and everybody that we had worked with, great performance. Good job, Sabrina.
Oh, thanks.
Bravissimo. To all the 1330 members that were in it. We also had Parent Fitness wrapped up. We had our nice little potluck, our 8-week program with Cure Childhood Cancer Association parents, as well as 1330 parents. So that was a lot of fun, potluck night. It's always fun to kind of come together and kind of see how the 8 weeks and everything broke down. We also did our Minute to Win It game night, which was pretty intense.
It was sweat-worthy.
Sabrina loves games. That's one thing I can tell you about Sabrina.
Yep.
Yeah, she loves games.
Love them.
Yeah, if you can't tell on her face, she really doesn't love games.
That was a good sport, though. I think.
No, you did good. I think.
And the girls team did great. We won. So
Swoberger boys went down. But shout out to Scott, Double H Ranch. Thank you for coming out, as well as your volunteers, Roseanne Bavenzi, and the gang. So that was a lot of fun working with you guys. And lastly, we had a couple Ball for Bucks events this past November, and we had Rochester Police Locust Club, as well as Brockport College. So we had some fun events.
How can people get involved with Ball for Bucks?
You can contact me at steven@1330.org, or you can go for ballforbucks.org to learn some more information. So if you want to reach those two places, learn about Ball for Bucks, how you can be involved with your community and your school. It's a really fun program, and it benefits 1330 as well as Roswell Park Cancer Institute for cancer research.
Very, very cool. Yeah. All right, and then one other thing I just want to throw out there really quick, Rock the Day. Rock the Day was awesome. We had so many donors, and we had the videos from the teens and the young adults from here at 1330. We were popping those up every hour and got a lot of great response. So thank you to everybody who shared that, and to all of our donors. That was a really cool thing for us. It's because of you that we get to keep doing this here. So very grateful.
Thank you.
So, all right. Well, let's get started with today's episode, and let's hear from Jeremy.
When I was 18, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was actually halfway through my senior year. Well, a little more than halfway through senior year. So I had good grades and everything, so I just stopped going, and they were like, you know what, don't worry, we're just going to pass you through because you were never a problem. So I was the one that kind of had to calm people down, like, it's not as bad as it seems, this is what it is. So when I was that age, I kind of thought I was like indestructible, and I would get into some things that I shouldn't have been getting into, and it kind of changed my view on that, and it kind of humbled me a little bit. It also opened my world to meeting a whole bunch of new people that I would have never met if it wasn't for this. I'm very laid back, so I try not to worry about things until it becomes an actual problem. So I'm just gonna, what I try to do is just try to live life to the fullest and get the most out of life while I can, while I'm here. And if the problem ever comes up again, which is more likely for me than someone who hasn't had cancer by 18 or whenever, I just kind of go with the flow.
I think for me it made me really mature really quickly, just because you have to take on so much. You have to keep with your medication, the doctors, that thing, but it also made me have a way more appreciation for life, way more optimism, trying to look at the positive situations, trying to not let a tough situation get me down. I think it's also nice to let people not think it's so weird. People think it's so weird when I casually talk about having cancer, and they're like, how do you, like, this is so odd. And I'm like, I like to be able to inform people that it isn't, you know, we're not these like zombie sick kids. A lot of people say like, oh, well, your friends don't know how to handle it. And it's like, okay, well, I'm also 16 with a random bout of cancer. I don't know how to handle this. So I think that was my biggest frustration, and didn't really see too many of them. One, because, you know, you're so sick you can't really see anyone, but then you also don't really see from them because they don't know what to do, which isn't their fault, but it hurts you, you know? You want people there, and it's just like, there's no one there. Just be normal. You know, it's still your friend. They need more support. If anything, they want you there more. And you don't need to be like, how are you? How's your cancer? Like, just talk to them how you would a normal day. Fill them in on, like, the gossip that's going on at school that you're missing out on, or who's dating who. Like, you just want to stay normal. I think that was my thing, that, especially at 16, like, I just wanted to be normal. I just wanted to be normal, and your friends have the ability to do that if they treat you normal. Kind of take a moment and reflect for yourself. I think for me, I didn't think too much of myself because I'm always kind of like a people pleaser. I want to make sure the people around me are good, and that kind of hindered my ability to like really focus on myself. So I'd say, you know, like, keep a journal, something to just get your thoughts out, don't bottle it up. And then I think also I would say, you know, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get worse, but it's gonna get better after. You can't get better without getting worse. It's like, why at, you know, 16 do I have to, for the rest of my life, have this thing following me? Why do I have to, you know, every few years go get a scan or get an x-ray, or, you know, if I move out of this area, like, that I'm gonna have to find a new doctor to get these things checked. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, why? There is no reason. There really isn't. So it is frustrating sometimes, but it's so minuscule compared to the rest of my life that it doesn't come up very often. It's not something that I hurt from very much at all.
Growing up, I was in the hospital all the time. I was probably there more than I was in my own house. So the hospital was like my second home. And what I did, as hard as it was going, I did somewhat enjoy going to the hospital because of the relationship I made with my doctors and my nurses. And I would, even though I was going for checkups or treatments, I was like, I know I get to see Dr. So-and-so or a nurse that I really like. And they definitely made the process a whole lot easier. It was definitely made me mature faster than other kids. You hear what doctors say when they're talking to your parents, and just sometimes I would be barely even conscious, but you would hear words here and there, and it did last for 2 years. So even if I went to 6 and 7 and started understanding more, and you don't really know what cancer is itself. You just know this is making me sick and I could possibly die from this. It was pretty scary, but I knew that I had to stay optimistic and positive for the sake of my mom and my family. So even though inside I was scared, I never showed it. I stayed happy. I just, as hard as it was not to, I just wouldn't try not to think about it. And there's just a lot of things I couldn't do and it was definitely a discouraging time. But I did have like great friends to help me through it, and so that did help, and my support system of my family. So other people, they might hear what you've been through. Like, let's talk about this, talk about that, and it's they don't understand sometimes that we don't always want to bring all this stuff up. I wish I knew that at the time that things will get better and that I will get through it, because when you're in it, it feels endless and it feels like forever. And it's hard to picture yourself cancer-free, sickness-free, especially.
All right, so that was really, really good stuff from Jeremy, and Michaela, and Isaiah. I really enjoyed just hearing their perspectives and getting to kind of relive some of their stories, and I think it's a really powerful thing to hear from people who have been through it.
It's interesting from the outside as well. Somebody that hasn't been through cancer or hasn't experienced cancer, seeing it from the outside and some of the things that they had said. So I think it's good insight for everybody, whether you're going through the battle yourself or somebody from the outside that's just trying to support. Is there anything specific that resonated with you, with anybody that, what they said?
Yeah, a couple of the kids, our young adults, touched on this topic, but especially Michaela. She was talking about friends and how people kind of put you in a weird little cancer box almost when you have cancer, and suddenly you're fragile and they don't know what to do with you. And I can totally understand when someone's going through something. Sometimes it's hard. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to, relate to them, and you want to make sure that they are doing okay. But some people do pull away, and some people get scared. And I really liked her advice, about how when you've got a friend who's going through it, you want to be there for them. You want to support them, but you don't have to act like, something's wrong. Just act normal. Just be normal. I really liked how she said that. Tell them the gossip of the day and fill them in on what's going on.
That's
and
cool.
just continue that friendship that you already had, because they're still the same person. They're just going through something that's difficult. So I think it's really important. So I appreciated her perspective on that.
Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our social media guru, Sabrina Gauer. We'll always keep you in contact.
Yep. Hook you up.
Yeah. So, that's about it, I think, for today's show.
Sure.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
By that time, the holidays will be over.
I know. Crazy.
Yeah. Keep hashtags in mind after the new year.
Yep. We're already into 2018. So we hope that you guys have great holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
New Year's resolution. Watch hashtags.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. And how are we going to wrap it up?
Oh, got the old power clap. All right. Power clap. 1, 2, 3.